with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good evening, I'm Mike Ruzzi, and thanks for joining us for tonight's edition of the NOWCAST. As COVID-19 cases are steadily rising locally and across the nation, our hospitals prepared for more patients. Both UPMC Hammett and AHN St. Vincent say the patients they're treating have not been vaccinated, and both hospitals are worried how the Delta variant could lead them to start seeing more patients. Both hospitals have had different responses when it comes to seeing patients hospitalized for COVID-19.
Our COVID numbers have been manageable. We've been seeing about 1 to 2 patients in the hospital with COVID over the last month, although we're very concerned about what's going on across the country and now starting in this community with an increased number of COVID cases. So we're paying close attention and suspect that we may have an increase in hospitalizations coming up.
We're seeing about a 300% increase. So the numbers are still small, but I would say for about 4 or 5 weeks we were averaging just 1 or 2 inpatients, and now we have 8 today. So that's a significant increase that we're definitely concerned about.
AHN St. Vincent also stressed if you're concerned or hesitant about getting vaccinated, then you should talk to your primary doctor. Vaccinations across the region have leveled out across Warren, Crawford, and Erie counties. As of today, about 172,000 people have been fully vaccinated against COVID-19. That's a little more than 55% of adults in our region. Pennsylvania is among the nation's most vaccinated state. According to data from the CDC, Pennsylvania has vaccinated more than 60% of all people above the age of 12. The most common vaccination is the Pfizer vaccine. And while vaccinations have steadied, new cases are on an upswing across the state and across our region. Today alone, Erie County reported 23 new cases. The state as a whole, 800 new cases. We have all of this data and much more on our website, erienewsnow.com/vaccine. Pennsylvania University says it will erase unpaid student bills using COVID-19 funding. Cheney University is the nation's oldest historically black college. The university announced that it will erase unpaid student bills since the start of the pandemic. The Southeastern Pennsylvania University said in light of the hardships students and their families have experienced, it will forgive student balances from the spring of 2020, the fall of 2020, and spring 2021 semesters. The school's president said he expects roughly $400,000 will be spent. It would benefit about 180 students who would see an average debt of more than $2,200 forgiven. The State Department of Transportation wants to hear from you and get your input on traffic safety. PennDOT is collecting feedback from drivers about traffic safety and driving behaviors. They're asking drivers to fill out a survey, which is open through August 23rd. All responses are anonymous. It takes about 5 minutes to complete the survey. PennDOT uses the results to adjust its safety programming to prevent crashes and deaths. About 8,000 people answered the survey last year, and you can find a link on our website, erienewsnow.com. In just over a week, the 12-hour-long day of donating to local charities will get underway. What's known as Erie Gives Day raised more than $6 million for hundreds of area nonprofits last year during the pandemic. The Erie Community Foundation hosts the one-day event every year. This is year number 11. And while the office was closed last year, next Tuesday, August 10th, people can drop off donations to the Erie Community Foundation, call one in, or choose a charity to support online at eriegives.org, and donations will be matched. And new this year, a partnership with Country Fair on August 10th. From the donating hours of 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., 2 cents of every gallon of gas sold at any country fair located in the county will be donated to Erie Gives. And since the beginning of the pandemic, Erie News Now has done countless reports on various shortages and their impact. Elena Jonathan has more on a specific shortage that one local restaurant is dealing with now.
For El Amigo Mexican restaurant owner David Saldana could never imagine that some of the things that would make up a classic Mexican restaurant would be even harder to get his hands on.
Coronas, we are having trouble getting coronas. We get 2 cases, 3 cases a week, and then when it's gone till whenever they get another shipment.
2 to 3 cases of corona doesn't even make it to Fridays, Saldana explains. On top of it not lasting, they've had to take the beer off their special list until he's able to get more beer more regularly.
I can't do the special right now with 3 cases of corona, so I told him it has to be a regular price because I don't have enough.
Now with the shortage of Corona beer, one specific liquor is running dry faster than normal at El Amigo.
And I just find out that it's going to happen with tequila.
Saldana usually gets 6 cases of tequila a week. Starting today, that number will progressively get lower. For one frozen margarita machine, it takes 1 whole bottle to make. And Saldana explains they refill this machine multiple times throughout the day.
We are really hoping we don't have any problem with tequila because our margaritas, we love them. So we hopefully don't get ran out of or any tequila.
Saldana is hoping with the shortage of alcohol at his restaurant that it won't hurt his business in a time where many of our local favorites are struggling.
For our Mexican restaurant, the alcohol and the food goes together. So I am really getting scared of it because at the beginning, the first year, we didn't have liquor license. And I saw a really negative impact on it because...
Elena Jonathan, Erie News Now.
And the Pennsylvania Lottery posted a record profit over the last year. Lottery officials announcing today that the lottery saw a record $1.3 billion profit. It's the 10th straight year that the lottery has generated more than $1 billion for senior programs. State officials say a record $5.3 billion of traditional games were sold in the 2020 to 2021 fiscal year. Lottery officials say it was also a record year of sales for online play. The online games have grown in popularity since launching in May of 2018. Thanks for joining us for this edition of the NOWCAST. Join us for our next news at 10 p.m. on the CW with Haley Potter and 11 p.m. on WICU and WSE. Have a great night.